So within the world of Starstruck, and we'll get Bridgman to throw this up somewhere. By the way, I know I said is it in the episode, to all of the awesome crew and technicians and artists and craftspeople that have worked on the show, I think it's easy for me to say this is the most technically impressive season of the amount of wizardry all across the board that's come in. So shout out to our amazing crew. Shout out to the crew.
Even this, have you touched this? It's like etched on.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely
gorgeous.
So cool. I want it.
So, a Ryback is 1 second, a Martron is 1 minute, a Marbeck is 1 hour, a Malton unit is a single day, a Nargon is 1 month, a Rygon is 2 months, and a standard galactic cycle is 6 months. So it is Anarch Era 220, which I believe means it's been roughly 110 years since the collapse of the Incorporated Elysian Republic, entering Anarch Era, aka the Era of Anarchy, following the deposing of the Dread Dictator.
Did you know, like, coming into it, did you realize that corporation was, like, that bad, like, before you got to the table today?
I think I had some glimmers of it, just because, wait, the lore of this is... There was M. Arcadia. We overthrew.
So there was a lot of different rebellion heroes overthrew the Incorporated Elysian Republic, which was the bad. The IER had the good sense not to call itself the Empire, right? So they were called the Incorporated Elysian Republic, and basically the family of the Dread Dictator back in the past just took that loss on the chin as the Incorporated Elysian Republic failed, and just reincorporated as Crown and Scepter Limited, and found the job of being a corporate entity way easier because there's less ways to interface with you if you're not like flying your flag in people's faces.
Totally.
So it's like, oh, we're just going to transition and become a corporation, and
absolute like freaky chameleon like greed. So I knew I was like working for that, like probably the big bad still in the world. And yeah, I just think it's interesting because you don't make that choice without suffering some sort of consequence. So it's like, what is she giving? I mean, she has more money than maybe everyone combined now. But you know, like if I keep fucking around and like leaking info on Reddit or whatever.
Hey man, lean in.
Lean in, babe. Lean in, boss baby girl.
In any case. So we catch a lot of stuff in this episode too. We also have this big showdown with you and Lucian, your former kind of like your bud, your like corporate bud.
My good friend who I definitely only saw myself ever being friends with, never thought like something else would happen.
Yeah, and the main thing that was bothering you was this marriage, which was bothering you for friendship reasons.
For friendship reasons, I lost respect for her as a friend.
Yeah. And you totally don't check into hotels under Madeline Maud or...
yeah. I don't keep the flame going and write Madeline Maud over and over again in my morning pages.
UFTB Gravar, Bajar, Crown and Scepter, Living Doll. What we are doing is truly the political consciousness of millions of Americans.
The U in United Free Trade Planets is the same letter that is the second letter of Duke. Which is the second name of Luce.
All the way to the top.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to another episode of Adventuring Party. I'm your humble dungeon master, Brandon Lee Mulligan. With me, as always, are our intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Hi, intrepid heroes.
How about it, gang? Art Squad, Junk Mothers, Servo Sams.
If you die at Disneyland, they take you out of the park to pronounce that you're dead.
Yes, exactly.
Because no one dies in
This guy died 2.5 feet outside of Uncle Bob's Fantanimal Land.
That's so scary. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. It might not be true. It just that's what I heard.
Sounds fun.
So many cool rumors about.
So now that you've met the Art Squad, the Guernica Art Squad, which is your least favorite faction that's after you right now?
Them.
Probably them. It was like, because I was like literally just trying to engage her in conversation so that he could keep trying to take over this body. And so I just was like asking questions, but definitely sitting there being like, oh my God, please Skip, just fucking get this.
It's just
fucking get out of talking to
the faction that you know likes listening to themselves talk. The
Yes.
most.
It's also like such like knowing that she's like just a rich daughter is like it makes so much sense that someone who is rich would be like, I just want to take cause out of the equation. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
Right. Oh my god, so random.
Well, I don't know. I was like, maybe this is good.
Really?
I just mean in like a universe of like adding random. I was like, maybe that's an okay use of gnosis.
Yeah.
Not actually, but I was just
powering
kind
the
of like,
anti-causality engine.
Okay,
feel
like
though-
this isn't the word. At least it's not like selfish. I'm like, there's beauty in.
But how would you have any morality
Yeah,
without
complete
causality?
randomness would just be
Right.
literally you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
like,
and if
I
you-
want to.
You could do things. It's just that there would be everything you did wouldn't have the effect that it would have under a universe with causality.
I just think it's an interesting like brainchild. I don't think it could ever work because the whole point is like if like cause and effect aren't like that static. It's like
Yeah.
you're going into it with your own like hopes. You have like
Right.
these human-y feelings that you could never just like perfectly do the opposite.
Well, it
of.
is
It's
also such
stupid
a rich
idea.
kid thing in that, like, your life is so pre-planned when you're from one of those, like, ultra rich, powerful families. And anything random that happens to you is probably good, that you have no concept of, like, random bad.
It's also interesting because
They're like
it's-
random, like a jackpot.
Yeah, exactly.
And not random like a senseless killing.
Right.
Yeah, it's like random when your friend shows up in a new car and says, "Do you want to go out?"
And you're like, oh my god, this is so
And then they
random.
say, actually, do you want the car? And you go, I already have too many cars.
Well, that's sort of the thing I think too. Of it's not the amount of things that are not so far outweighs the amount of things that are, that to create an anti-causality engine, in other words, it's like
Yeah.
in our world, when you push a domino, the domino behind it falls down. But what if instead when you pushed a domino, any one of a multi-infinite number of other things happened? And so I can guarantee that the second domino won't fall down, and instead anything
Yes.
is like what you have done is create a like hypercube nightmare cartoon of
Right.
Yeah, wouldn't
In-
it also
in many
just,
ways,
like,
like, yeah.
I think people would fundamentally like there would no longer be any goodness or kindness because there would be no intent behind
There's
actions.
no agency to any
Yeah.
action.
Right.
And also,
I just think
The only way
Yeah.
to create
Automatically-
agency is to try and do. You have to constantly be like, I'm not going to close this box.
But the opposite won't happen. A
Right.
random
A
thing
random
will
thing
A
happen.
random thing will
which is
happen.
even-
A
Yeah.
tuba will
Well,
fart out
I
a
think
crayon.
though is that it just actually made her feel so harmless to me because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's posing like a what if, like purely hypothetical question. Like this is theory. This isn't like, and they're like, we want your really important like thing that the whole galaxy wants to fund this like question that we have. But it is hot that she's Mama Bear. that's all.
Oh,
That's
she
Mama
is
Bear.
Mama Bear.
Turns out she's Mama Bear.
Arcadia
Oh my
Prime.
gosh, Margaret's daddy, Natalia's Mama Bear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a throuple waiting to happen.
It's waiting to
Don't
happen.
worry.
Absolutely
We'll
screaming
talk
to
about
happen.
Don't worry.
Dimension 20 would that be Dimension 20's first throuple?
No, it
Specifically,
feels like not.
thruple, probably. I was just thinking of Liam's parents.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
Like
Yeah.
a polycule.
So that's right. So yeah, we have this whole anti-causality engine, which we're seeing, like in the Repo Reaper stuff. Oh, we didn't get to that. The Repo Reaper email about forgiving Gunny's debt if he turns over.
I'm just a ruthless leader. I mean,
Oh, that was
obviously,
bad.
you deserve to
Oh,
be able to read your own
If
email.
you told me it would, if I had seen that alone, it would be like a. I mean, okay.
You were flying. Okay, you didn't
Yeah.
need that on your plate. I was simply deleting it
So
from your
so
plate.
funny to do that
Uh,
while he was
like
flying
on his Apple
a
Watch,
spaceship
essentially.
at the
Yeah, I'm
same
just like-
time.
Deleting one of your emails on your own hand is so invasive.
We've seen a hunger for gnosis, that like word has gotten out. and people want this thing. We know. Who knows why the Repo Reapers want it, but we certainly know why the Guernica Art Squad wants
Now
it.
we know.
Where did we begin this last episode? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, God.
In the art.
We had
Yeah.
slammed into them.
Oh, that's
That was the
right. You
beginning
just
of-
smashed into
started
the
with
We
the
started
Ram.
with the ram action. That was the very first thing that happened.
Yes,
Yes.
started with the ram action.
And that energy carried through the whole
Yes.
episode.
Slowly but surely destroying everything in our path.
Because a lot of the information you guys had already pieced together. It's always nice to get confirmation, but you piece a lot together. Was there anything in this episode that was truly new information?
I mean, all of Lucian's stuff, which
Yeah.
is why I
Oh,
think I
yeah.
like her more. Is I'm like, she didn't just marry into this family; she was full on like pretending to be a
She's
whole
like-
other person and masterminded the whole
She did
engagement.
so like, don't
She's
tell mom
so
the baby's
She did that
dead.
because they were gonna wipe her mind, though.
Yeah.
No. They weren't gonna wipe her mind. The person was like, "Hey, I'm gonna disappear myself. Then you have to wipe your memory of me." But I feel like now she's gone in such an insane direction
Yeah.
to cover it up by being like, "Actually, we're engaged." She's so fucked. People are gonna find out she's not around, and who gets fingered? The fucking fiance.
Yeah, it's when you don't have a
The
boss as
fiance
good
does
as
get
Margaret.
Well, that was a great thing. You
love
literally
that
were like,
movie.
so you were like, so your plan was to weekends at Bernie.
Yeah.
This person
Like
who's
in perpetuity.
in perpetuity.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like that move where you found out that I had a whole reveal of the Guernican ship, and then we did the scan.
I
of them.
knew they were gonna be in there somewhere.
That's so crazy.
I was like,
Fun
they're going to make an
motherfuckers.
appearance at this battle.
There you go. Exactly. Natalia Cicero, Connie.
how did they get it though? They just like ambush and
They ambushed an Amercadian brigade ship and took it over.
I'm just picturing like a sound and movement
That's why-
theater kid ambush.
Yeah, they were just
Oh,
confused.
God.
They got like,
Picture the situation, you got knocked out by theater kids,
Yeah.
like on a ship.
just like a mime walking up to you with
Just
a
sitting
broom,
there
and
and
he
you just get like
swings
hit
it.
by. That's the last thing you see.
That's
is a
actually
mime
really scary.
Just decking you.
Someone comes up with a fake broom, swings it, and you get knocked out by what feels like a broom.
That's
You hear a
rad.
broom snap.
That is
Yeah.
art.
Climbing
If they do
the
that,
wheel.
that's art.
All these different command
Yeah, everyone
ships.
should know that when we're not looking like at the camera or each other, there's little screens above, and that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
We
I'm
all
just
just
kinda
have like
zoning
really.
out.
These are the
optimistic-
Guernican tigers here.
Oh,
yeah.
I love them. It says
Ooh.
hi. Hi.
I love.
They're
what
great.
a beautiful paint job.
Yeah. The Guernicans, they.
Oh, and nice.
These are
This
sick.
was a-
These
I
are
thought-
actually
That's actually
genuinely
kind of sick.
Yeah.
I would like that painting.
Yes.
Honestly,
I thought that this battle was particularly fun because it felt like our real like weapon in it was information. It
Yeah.
was like, okay, we have all this information that we gained. Now is the time to drop it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So-
totally. Like
Yeah.
space futuristic 50s is so
Yeah.
sick. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was like that, especially like the Gravar worlds and some of those things that were
Wait, I want to
very
hear
much that.
because the factions, like a lot of the NPCs were new because we're like 60 cycles after the events of the original Starstruck. But I think almost every single one of the factions, with one or two exceptions, is an original Starstruck creation. I would be interested, especially for you to hear. What were your guys the faction you were the most opposed to of all of the enemy factions this season? The Guernica Art Squad is going to try to make their anti-causality engine work some other way.
With the body
With the body of Arcadia, Natalia Cicero, Connie Lee Carter, Bajar, and
I honestly wish her the worst.
I wish her the worst.
Yes. She's maybe the worst villain, actually.
This is the exact vibe that is perfect to wrap up this adventuring party on. A huge round of applause to our honored guest, Lady. Yeah.
This is true. This was my favorite season to play.
Me
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Yeah.
Me
It
too.
was so fun.
gosh.
So I
Me
guess
too.
you should do the world building from now on instead of Brennan.
Brennan, you're fine.
The boy has to learn. He has to.
Yes.
I got more to learn, folks. All right.
No, 'cause it's,
Hey.
it's going to be your world when all this can be yours.
Yeah. We watch you get your inheritance live on camera.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? The worst is yet to come. The ball is rolling up. Folks, this has been Adventuring Party. A huge thank you to
You
all.
guys were wonderful.
Oh, you're wonderful.
I know it's true.
No, this is what we want to hear. He's trying to wrap it up. I want this compliment.
Compliments, specific and personal.
But it's true. Well, and also because as much like we all have read Starstruck, Mom, of course. Was it wild to watch the cast? Because you've watched this cast in so many seasons before of the show.
Oh, well, yeah, but I knew they were going to be great. Because they were great in everything else.
Oh my God.
There we go. How about it? Well, gang, to our incredible cast, our intrepid heroes, Mom, to our amazing crew outside here, both the crew here.
Yes,
The amazing hard work of our crew, both here in the studio and out far flung, some even in other time zones, Tailspire, Hero Forge, and beyond. We have so many hardworking people to Todd and Tegan and everybody else at SW5E. There's been so many amazing people that have, like, truly, we've never had more people contribute their hard work to a season. And this has been such an incredible journey. And to you, watching at home, thanks for making this possible. We love working on this show, and it's because you tune in. So thanks so much for watching. That's all for this Adventuring Party for Dimension 20, A Starstruck Odyssey. See you in the stars.
See ya in the stars.
Bye-bye.
Tug up on it once and I'm dead.
Can you tell Brennan to eat his dice?
What?
Can you tell Brennan to eat his dice?
Yeah.
Eat your dice. No, I